Gumi!
What is up, guys? Steven here. And today I'm going to be bringing you I Play Tennis LOL's Week 2 LTPL game. So, he's facing Realistic Waters, who is generally considered to be like the best, most consistent NU player currently. So that was pretty interesting situation. Tennis's team is pretty cool. It's just like standard Plume on Fuego-chan, which is max HP, max attack, Assault Vest, Hitmonchan, Shift Gear Thing, Rocks Mesprit, and Scarf Lantern, which again, Scarf Waters are pretty interesting in this tier, and Tennis actually brought one for the first 2 weeks, which is pretty neat. Looking at team preview, the most menacing thing is probably going to be that Magmortar, just because the best switch in to it is going to be that Lantern, which is Scarf, so it's not it doesn't have longevity throughout the game, and due to that, we're just going to lead Lantern because it pressures Magmortar, and we miss Hydro turn 1, which is just really bad. We wanted that damage desperately, and we're just going to go for it again, forcing them to switch. And now Mesprit comes in. The reason Mesprit makes sense here is because, I mean, it's bulky, and like nothing really wants to switch into this on Waters' team. Rocks are fairly obvious here, but if he wants to go Steelix, we can just whittle that down for Klinklang. So the Rocks come out, and free Ice Beam here, just get some nice chunk damage. Tennis is just really focused here, and he actually has HP Ground as well to just whittle this, and at this point Ice Beam just menaces pretty much everything. Magmortar doesn't want to switch in on Rocks, and we just sack Mesprit here. It's close combat, and that allows Plumer to come in, and nothing really wants to switch in on Plume other than Waters' own Plume. So at this point we kind of get into like playing chicken with Plume, which is just really boring, but stalling out some Moonlights is pretty nice because it does only get 8 PP, and Waters actually loses the game of chicken, and either Tennis is incredibly lucky and has won all of these speed ties, or the much more likely thing is that he's just faster. And we saw the low roll of 33, so Plume either has to be sacked here or switch has to be made. And Waters chooses to go in Magmortar, which, you know, is Assault Vest based off that damage. And, you know, on Fuego-chan just comes in and 44, which is basically nothing. And unfortunately, we get burned. So Drain Punch doesn't kill. Mach Punch, following up with Mach Punch, will kill. So that's what happens. And the rocker on Waters' side is dead, so spinning makes sense because we do have Pyroar, which can come in and just threaten the Vile Plume here. As Magmortar gets sacked to Rocks, so that's another huge threat just eliminated. And Archeops is going to come in. Tennis predicts the Defog and goes for Fire Blast, which is pretty risky, but I think he had to make that play. As now he goes into Lantern and unfortunately gets crit by knockoff, and Earth Power kills. But Klinklang is here, and Pelipper is the switch in. At this point we're really thinking that the only way that we can win is to avoid Scald Burns, like multiple from this Pelipper, but it actually ends up being offensive and Hydro Pumps the shit out of this Klinklang. But it does live, and Return is you know, just gonna do some chunk damage. We're pretty sure that Aaron switched there just due to predicting the potential of Wild Charge, and if it was Wild Charge, then the Archeops would make it kill itself to recoil, and also like Shift Gear wasn't a play from Tennis, so if it is only Return, then the Pelipper can take one and fire off a 100% accurate move instead of an 80% accurate move in Scald. which is what we're going to see here, as Return does do a pretty decent little chunklet, but this does allow Pyroar to come in and you know, be menacing and hyper voice. And so we get the nice kill on Vileplume, and Primeape comes in, and this is pretty interesting because like U-turn into Pelipper into Hurricane is kind of scary because of like confusion and all of that, but we do just switch into Vileplume when it's EQ is what comes out. So at this point, Giga Drain is fine because it heals us to the point where another EQ won't kill, and it obviously would pick up the Pelipper if it switched in, and that's just going to be game. Pelipper can come in and revenge the Vileplume, but Pyroar is able to just pick up the Pelipper, which is really great. And yep, so through 2 weeks we ended up at 4-0, which is pretty good. And if you guys like this video, drop a like, drop a comment, I greatly appreciate it. If you dislike the video, drop a dislike and tell me why in the comments, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.
Don't bring me back.